Hello and welcome to the Car Care Nut channel. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how to replace the spark plugs on your 2010 to 2021 Toyota 4Runner. By the way, this guide will also apply to your 2010 to 2014 FJ Cruiser since they have the exact same engine. But before we get started, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of my other videos. If you're a returning subscriber, well, thank you so much for watching another one of my videos. And without further ado, let's get to work. Small overview before we get started. Folks, on these trucks, the spark plugs are recommended for replacement every 120,000 miles. I highly recommend you use original spark plugs. They're not really that expensive, and they're of course the best out there, even better than aftermarket. However, I'll leave that one up to you. This is a very simple job, requires very simple tools. It's not difficult. You don't need to remove the intake or any of that stuff like the transverse V6s. So having said that, let's start with the removal. The first thing you need to do is pull the engine cover. It just pops out like so. Now let's start with removing the rest. The first step, we're going to remove the intake. To do that, unclip your air filter housing. We're going to want to remove this wire harness right here. First, unplug your wire harness for the mass airflow. Then over here, you're going to use a screwdriver. Pop the harness off, like so. Then the harness also connects here. Pop it off the air filter housing and also down here. Just like so. You have a vacuum hose that connects in the back. Disconnect it. There is a 10mm bolt right here. Remove it, and then you're going to remove this 10mm to undo the clamp from the throttle body. Before that, disconnect your PCV hose, and we're going to pull the whole intake off. We're going to remove the air filter housing, pull the air filter out. There are 3 bolts, 2 inside, 1 on the outside, and a harness. Pull the wire harness to disconnect it. Remove the 3 12mm bolts. 3 12mm bolts. And now you're going to grab the whole filter housing and pull it out like so. This part will be clipped into this side, so you're going to pull it up and out. Okay, so the 3 spark plugs on this side, we're going to have to remove the secondary air injection valve right here. That is held up with 3 12mm nuts, but before we can do that, we want to disconnect the line going to the exhaust. So that is held by 4 10mm, 2 bolts and 2 nuts. Let's go ahead and remove that. Now let's pull it out. Folks, this has 2 gaskets. Don't drop the gaskets, because if these gaskets are clean, as you see here, they're not pitted or completely gone, you can reuse them. I don't see a problem with that. However, if you want to replace them, go ahead and replace them. If your car is older and these look rusty, heavily rusted and pitted right around the edge here. But these look good, so let's put this to the side. Let's disconnect this connector right here. And let's remove our 3 12mm nuts. With those removed, just pull the valve. Now the valve will have this connected to it. It's up to you if you want to disconnect the hose, or you can just set it to the side, and that's one less thing you gotta do. Let's get this harness out of our way. Now you have a straight shot at the 3 coils. I know in the video this bracket looks like it's in the way, but it is not actually. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that just for the video so you can see the 3 coils. So at this point, it is extremely easy to remove the 3 coils. Just disconnect the connectors. Remove the 3 10mm bolts. Pull the coils out. Folks, all these coils are the same. You do not need to number them, which one goes where or anything. Do not replace them if you don't have problems with them. As you can see, this is super simple. It's not high labor to replace them or anything. I wouldn't replace them. They don't have a problem, but that's totally up to you. Let's remove our 3 spark plugs. And here's your spark plug out. Do the same with the other two, and let's continue. Let's install our spark plugs. Folks, a few things about installing the spark plugs. Do not use NICs. There's no need for NICs as long as you torque these to specification. The specification for the 4Runner and the FJ is 13 foot-pounds. So let me torque these three down and we'll continue on putting everything back together. Let's torque them down. Now let's install our coils back. Plug them in. Install the bolts for the coils. Now remember that bracket that I removed for filming? That for you, it will still be there. So let's go ahead and route our valve back. Make sure this hose goes not in front of the bracket, but behind the bracket. We're gonna line up our valve, put it on top of the studs. Let's bring our connector back, plug it in. And now let's install the nuts for our valve. Tighten down. Now let's install our line. Now one thing about these gaskets, if you notice right here, they have a holder that holds them in place. Just make sure the gaskets are nice and secure and install it. And folks, if you notice that this only goes one way. If you install it the other way, you're going to end up in the wrong direction. So this only goes one way, don't worry about marking it or anything. I would start these bolts first. Don't tighten the nuts down first because then you won't be able to line it up. Just start them by hand and then tighten everything down. At this point you're all done. Go ahead and install back your intake. Let's install the air filter housing back. Push it into the fender just like I did right now. Line up the bolts and reinstall them. Tighten your three 12mm bolts. Now this is what differentiates the amateurs from the pros. Don't forget your harness. Clip your harness always back in. Don't just leave harness wires laying around. Let's go ahead and put our filter back. If you're replacing the filter, this would be a good time. Let's install our intake. Two things I want you to pay attention to. First, we're going to clip it into the throttle body first. Lay it down on top of the filter. Close down your filter clips. And before you move on from here, there's something very important that you do. Reach in there, find the vacuum hose and plug it in. This is a very common mistake to forget this vacuum hose. Put your 10mm bolt. It's now right in front of you. Now route your harness. This goes here. Plug in your mass airflow. Don't forget the harness on the side. Tighten your 10mm here. And tighten the throttle body, and then don't forget your PCV hose right here. Okay, that's about wraps it up for this side. Let's move to the other side. All right, folks, let's talk about the next side. The next side is a little bit more difficult because of the room that you have. You don't have a lot of room and the heater hose is in your way. I'm not gonna do this to completion, but I will give you some tips and remove what I need to remove to show you what's the difficult part. You essentially have the same thing. However, you have the fuel lines in your way and you have this evap line in your way. So the first thing you wanna do is remove that evap line and set it to the side so it gives you a little bit more room. You do not need to disconnect the fuel lines. You can work around them. They're flexible. Now, we're doing exactly the same thing. We're gonna remove our valve. You're going to remove the two 10 nuts, which are a little bit more buried down and more likely to drop, by the way, so be careful. Perhaps use a magnetic socket to remove those. And the same thing, you're going to remove the two 10mm bolts. Also don't drop those. You have the valve, it has a connector, unplug it, and the same three 12mm nuts. So let me remove those so you can see them. You're going to use a 10mm wrench to loosen these bolts and remove them, because you don't have enough room to put anything else. You're going to use a long extension with a 10mm, preferably a magnetic one, to remove the two 10mm nuts at the bottom for the line going from the exhaust manifold to the secondary air injection valve. There are the two nuts. Now let's remove the line. Remove your two 10mm bolts. Now pull your line out, watching for your gasket not to fall. And here it is. Now one of my gaskets stayed in there, so I'm gonna go in and get it. Here it is. Folks, this is the kind of jobs that you're gonna practice your hand cramping and going in a very tight space, so get used to it. This is how it is working with newer cars, although this thing is a little ancient. But working around the fuel lines, I'd rather you don't disconnect the fuel lines and get them out of your way and work around them. Just try to be gentle when you're prying on them or moving them, and to put your hand, after you've disconnected the connector for the secondary air injection valve, let's remove the valve. 3 12mm nuts. Now that you've removed this, over here, you have the line that is connected to the valve that we didn't disconnect on the other side. However, this one is clipped here, so you're gonna just wanna pull the valve up, kind of work it around everything, then disconnect it from this bracket, and then your valve is free. Just set it to the side. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna continue to unplug the line so I can get it out of the way so it wouldn't obstruct our view, but you don't have to disconnect it that far. You're also welcome to undo the hose and disconnect it. That's up to you. At this point, 2 of your coils are right in your view. They're very easily accessible. You just disconnect the connector and get the 10mm bolt and get the coil. But I'm going to be focusing on the last one, because the last one is kind of a really tight spot. So for the last one, you're going to notice there's a bracket right here that is in your way. And then the heater hoses are also in your way. So for the heater hoses, you can get a small screwdriver and undo this clip, just like that. And then undo this one as well. With these 2 unplugged, you're gonna get a little bit more movement out of it, and you can push it back a little bit and get to the 10mm bolts. Now, you don't really need to remove this bracket, but if you want to, you can. They're just 2 12mm bolts. Remove them, and that'll give you access to all 3 coils, where you can get in, get your spark plugs out, and life is good. When you're done, make sure you plug in your heater hose back and button up everything exactly the same way. Spark plugs are also 13 foot-pounds, and don't forget your air valve. Route the hose right. We're gonna get our air valve in, line it up with the studs. It's a little bit of a workaround. You'll have to fumble around with this guy to get it lined up. Just be patient, take your time. When you're done, put your 12mm nuts, install your line, and you're all set. Folks, this job is not very hard. This side is a little bit, will take you longer, so I actually suggest you start with this side. It's not really difficult. It's just you have a little bit tighter space. Get that air valve out of the way, loosen that heater hose a little bit, and you'll be able to get a straight shot. You might need some additional tools, a swivel maybe, and a lot of patience. I'll tell you that much. You're gonna need a lot of patience, but it's not difficult. It's just nuts and bolts, and that's about it. And once you get the air valve out, it's really exactly the same as I showed you on the other side. You're just going to remove the 10mm bolts for the coil, pull the coils out, pull the plugs out. Life is good. One thing I wanted to note, the socket that I was using is a swivel socket. Now this one is made by Snap-on. I will, however, leave a link to my Amazon affiliate store in the description of this video. I do have a similar socket that is a lot cheaper than this one that works. This is a specialized socket. This, you will not really need it. By the way, this is a 5/8 socket. That's the spark plug for the 4Runners and FJs. The swivel socket could help you a little bit with that 3rd spark plug in the back, by the brake booster, by all the way in the back on the driver's side. Otherwise, this is really simple, and you should be in and out in half an hour to an hour tops, and life is good. You save yourself a lot of money. And I do apologize, I did not film this side to the completion because I tried. It was extremely difficult to film it and be effective about it and show you everything. That's why I gave you the bullet points, and truly, this is not difficult, and you will get through it. Just don't look at it as complicated. And I gave you a few tips with the heater hose and the other stuff. I hope this video was helpful and informative. I hope you learned something new. I hope this job goes very smoothly for you and you save yourself a few bucks. If you like this video, consider subscribing to the channel. Check out some of my other videos if you're not a subscriber. And until the next video, guys, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and you have a wonderful day.